Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with this month's episode of the top 10 products to pick up for August 2021. Yes, we are late getting this video out, but better late than never. This is my sheet that I have for my patrons to look over the current prices for distributors, how much it costs me to buy from distributors. So if you are new to this channel, one thing that I do for the community, for people that do support me through Patreon, is I do allow them to purchase stuff from me at distributor price. So it's kind of a you scratch my back, I scratch your back situation. It gives me a good cash flow, allows you to get cheap Magic Gathering or other products. And each month I release an episode of 5 Magic products that I think are good buys right now. And then I showcase 5 non-Magic products like accessories or board games or whatnot, and show the distributor price and give a little bit of a review of those products. So this one on the Rogue Market is going to be focused on the Magic products. This one isn't too spicy this week or this month. A couple of repeats from last month, but I still think they're really good buys. Typically, this is what you're going to see in a sort of stagnated market, is just the currently available stuff being the best buys. Like if you go back in even less than a year ago in Magic, we're already starting to see a lot of huge price increases. Ikoria and Theros and Throne have finally stabilized. They were going up and kind of bouncing all over the place for a while, but now they've stabilized at 90, 95, and 105 from distributors. But if you go at rotation before that, you can already see that prices have really jumped up. But we aren't seeing movement even in those. So those are okay deals for some of them. I don't know if like Ravnica Allegiance at 125 is worth it. If we go over to Donglair, it is... yeah, it's starting to, stabilize off and kind of fall off. The Shocklands aren't going up as much as they were during the kind of the bull market of early 2021 through summer of 2021. So without further ado, I guess we'll go through the top 10 products that I think are good with the top 5 products, Magic products in this video series. If you want to check out the other series, come over to the Gone Rogue Games channel and we'll look at the other products. All right, so let's go to the first one, Commander Legends. Commander Legends is $95 a booster box. That's kind of the average price that I get it from distributors. There are a couple of them. This is actually harder to get. Like the 2 main distributors I used to get this at are gone, so I have to get these from there are 2 remaining distributors like Commander Legends. So just some food for thought. Not sure if there's going to be any more waves. I'm thinking this is the last of them, and the 2 cheap distributors, my 2 main ones that I get the bulk of my supply, I cannot get Commander Legends. So if you're wanting Commander Legends, I think that now is the time to pull the trigger. This happens to be one of the sets that was opened. I would probably say this is open as much as a standard set, but still, if it's... you had the collector's editions that had low quantity comparatively speaking to like the standard sets, and the draft, I don't know if draft boosters will end up being higher printed for Commander Legends than a standard set, but all in all, I still think this is a great pickup at $95 a booster box. If we look at, I don't think they have it over at Dongler for... Dongler is just a site. mtg.dongler.com will show you the market prices of the, if you were to open up a booster box, how much expected value you'd get out of the booster box. So I use this for reference on this channel quite frequently if you are new to this channel. So I'm not seeing Commander Legends in here. Someone can show me if I've missed where it's at. It should be here like at the reprint sets, but not seeing it here. So I'll have to email Dongler to see if they can update their site, because there's quite a few things that aren't on here that could easily be put in this mix. But if we do go over to Commander Legends from MTG Goldfish, it's still falling price wise, but it is stabilizing. I think it hasn't gone, it's gone up from its low of the total set price. So this is different from expected value. This is just the total value of all the cards added up, one of each card. This is up to 510, and you can look at like MTG Price. Maybe MTGprice.com has EV for Commander Legends, but there's still a lot of goodies in this one. There's still a lot of cards that are going to age extremely well. We did have like Hull Breacher banned, but we still do have plenty of EDH staples in the mix here that are going to age very, very well throughout the course of time. Many of these will get reprinted, but there are even good stuff like in the common and uncommon slots, like the Thought Vessels, the 3 Visits, all the diamonds in the commons here. You have Findor Nell's Preordains. This actually ends up being a pretty good box, and I think it's going to be very popular to be drafted in years to come, and just for people to open up packs. This is one of our, this is by far still our most popular booster pack sold at our store. And for that reason, I've been trying to hoard a decent supply of these just so I'll have enough to sell over the next 2 to 3 years. So I think this is a very good price at 95. It's been cheaper in the past, but like I said, it's out of the two main distributors that sell it for cheaper. Now I have to go for the more lackluster distributors that still have this in stock. So if you are looking for Commander Legends, I would not wait to pull the trigger on this set. Alrighty, that brings us to the next one, which is the Forgotten Realms. So a couple of these are just from Standard. I think that this Standard is going to be the Forgotten Standard. It reminds me a lot of the Rivals of Ixalan, Amonkhet, Hour of Devastation era, where they put out just essentially better products in the same time period than the Standard sets, where Standard was not very sought after. Like, no one was playing Standard. It was considered a bad Standard through Amonkhet, through Ixalan, and there were other products that were just taking the spotlight away from that whole Standard run. And now you can see like that time period with Ixalan being the lowest at 135, and then you have Amonkhet at $280 a booster box, and these just went like they went crazy in a matter of 2 months, where you could still get Amonkhet booster boxes for next to nothing, and all of a sudden they jumped up to 280. So I'm expecting this Standard set in like a year or 2 years, probably 2 years, 3 years down the road, to be very similar with the Caldheim, with the Forgotten Realms, with the Strixhaven. I think this is going to be another Forgotten Standard. We'll have to wait and see if this rotation picks up with Standard, but this has been one of the worst Standards in history, of all time, I would say, with just people just not enjoying Standard, or these particular sets just really not affecting the Throne of Eldraine dominated Standard. So not a lot were purchased for these particular sets, and like I said about the time period with Amonkhet, there are just juicier stuff like Commander Legends, like Jumpstart, like Double Masters, and Time Spiral Remastered, and now Modern Horizons that were in that time period that everyone has sunk their money into rather than these ones. So for each one of these sets, I've picked a particular product that I think stands out from the other ones. So let's start with the Forgotten Realms gift bundle. So the price between the Forgotten Realms gift bundle and the Forgotten Realms regular bundle is just $7 difference, and you get an entire collector's pack, a different box, foil of the dungeons. So it's just for $7 you get more bang for your buck than the regular bundle from Forgotten Realms. And that's kind of how the Zendikar Rising bundles were. I actually have been more bullish on bundles now, because bundles and pre-release kits especially seem to be, they're harder to move if you're trying just to sit on sealed product, but they do sell out a lot quicker, and the supply just runs dry a lot quicker than, say, set boosters and booster boxes. So down the road, if you can find buyers, they have the potential of being more bang for their buck than if you go just the regular route. And that's what I've noticed with these past few years. It's just the supply is much lower on these particular products. So for Forgotten Realms, I like gift bundles just because that additional collector's pack and just the additional bling in the gift bundle. That's the only difference between the gift bundle and the regular bundle, is just a collector's pack. So for gift bundles, Forgotten Realms I think is going to be one of those sets that is going to age well with the D&D theme to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do release more D&D sets for crossovers in the future. Maybe, that's going to be the core set replacement. I know we have a core set coming back up, but maybe in a few years they're going to rotate, get enough more content for D&D and do much of those crossovers. If we go over to Dungler, doesn't have it up yet. They cap at Strixhaven, so I'm not going to show the EV for it. But again, I think the EV is still quite low, but it's not the lowest out of these particular sets. Like Caldheim was a stinker set, Ikoria was a stinker set, and both those have recovered. So speaking of Caldheim pre-release kits are really what I like from that set. So pre-release kits you can still get at $17 a pack, and this set is a sleeper set in my opinion. There's plenty of cards out of Caldheim that I think are going to be long-term good cards. You got the $44 Goldspan Dragon that's seeing multiple play in Standard, and it sees a ton of play in Commander. Same with the Vorinclex, just a powerhouse in both of them. Seen play in both. Valky, very popular in Commander, very popular in Standard, and Coma, same thing. A lot of these double-dipping cards right now. It's got a land cycle that is going to be, I think, sought after for Commander. It's one of the better ones, in my opinion, for Commander if you're just in two-color decks. And it just has some very, very popular cards for casual, and cards that probably will age well, like Burgi, God of Storytelling, Tegra, God of Fright. Those are great in Commander decks. They have a lot of combos with them. And we've even seen cards like Faceless Haven that have just had such a dominance. And look at the price trajectory of Faceless Haven. This card's just gone nuts as it's just been dominating standard decks, and where the supply was outstretched by demand and has gone back up. So Caldheim, I think, is going to be very popular for even rares like this that are above the $5 range. This is what you look for in a set if it's going to age well. If you do have a multiple amount of $5 plus rares, and we do have multiple right now in that mix. So still have Realm Walkers was kind of keeping this card down. Was the promo? I think, was it the bundle promo or the pre-release promo? One of it, there was a promo of the Realm Walker. But Caldheim, I think, is going to be a nice little sleeper set in age well. So my pick for that is going to be the pre-release kits. They are going to run dry. That's another one that I'm more bullish on than just your regular booster boxes, because pre-release kits are always sought after by people that want to pick them up to play it. If they missed a pre-release, you get a new player like, hey, I want to experience a pre-release. One of the things we do for our patrons, we do 2-player pre-release kits. So I sell like every pre-release kit that is still at that $17 mark. We bundle it up, we make a play mat, we make a deck box, 2 of each of everything, and we auction it off for a 2-player kit. And a lot of people have a lot of fun with those kits that we make. So there are many other people that do that as well. Just they want to go collect, all the pre-release kits for their collections. Maybe they don't want to go the booster box route, and so they just get a pre-release kit for their collection and have them for posterity. So pre-release kit, very good. Same thing with Strixhaven. Strixhaven pre-release kit's one of the other ones I picked. This is another set that I do believe is going to be a sleeper set. You can see the prices are absolutely dismal for Strixhaven. With the Mythic being Beladros when we're $15, Professor Onyx the next one at 10, and the Galazith Prismari at $8.50. So that's not a set that is very exciting. However, look at this Expressive Iteration uncommon for $7.50, and this Wandering Archaic I think is going to age very well long term because it can just be slotted in so many commander decks. So this is one of these sets that I really think that it's going to be extremely low selling comparatively even to like Caldheim and Forgotten Realms. I think the collector's editions did sell out pretty well because you could get the other cards in them from the list cards, or I can't remember what they call them, with the mystical archives. That's what it was. And so this set did sell at first pretty good comparatively to the other sets in this time period, but it's definitely dried out. I don't think there's a lot of movement with this set with people purchasing it. So we should start to see a lot of these prices begin to recover. And there's good ones in this one too. Like, look at these uncommons with a $7.50 uncommon, a $4 uncommon. They really are indicative of a set that isn't selling, because if uncommons are allowed to go that high, that just means there isn't a lot of supply out there for uncommons. So another set that pre-release kits I think are the best bang for the buck. Again, why I like the pre-release kit is you do have to pay a little bit more per booster booster pack price at that 17 for 6 comparatively to 85 divided by 36, but you make it up in the rare. You get one foil rare out of every pre-release kit, which then ends up making up the difference. So again, that's why I like going the pre-release kit route if they're available over the counterparts of set boosters or draft boosters. Alrighty, so that brings us to the last product here, which is going to be the Modern Horizons pre-release kit. Yep, another pre-release kit. Modern Horizons, it has just draft boosters available. We're in a weird spot with set boosters. So Wizard of the Coast has not told distributors if or if not they are going to do a restocking of set boosters. Right now, the only thing that is being restocked is draft boosters. Bundles are still available. Collector's boosters are starting to dry out. I'm able to get a few every now and again. So the only main thing that I can still get a lot of are draft boosters and pre-release kits. And still the same thing here. If you divide how many draft boosters per box, and then you do the pre-release kits per box, and you factor in the rare, the foil rare you get from Modern Horizons, then it definitely makes up going that route. So I think Modern Horizons pre-release kits at 35 are a better route than going the traditional just draft boosters. So good sign too if set boosters are out of stock. Maybe they're not going to do multiple waves of Modern Horizons 2. And if that's the case, then Modern Horizons 2 is just a slam dunk set, because there are just tons and tons and tons of cards out of Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2 is just format defining now for Modern. So you see Ragavan, you have all the fetch lands in it. You have many cards in this $20 range that are going to age very well if the supply gets cut off. And it's just dominant out of so many, like people at first people are like, oh, this is Commander Horizons 2, but then how it just dominated modern. Now people are calling the rotating Modern, being Modern Horizons as the format, because the next Modern Horizons 3 is going to basically rotate the decks as well and have a bunch of powerful cards in that too. But Modern Horizons 2, I think, should age well. Just fetch lands alone is just a guarantee that this set ages well. And the kits, I still believe, are the best way to go, because you can get foil Scalding Tarns in those, or fetch lands in those pre-release kits. So there you have it for my top 5 of products that I think are good to buy right now. Really bullish on the pre-release kits, the gift bundle for Forgotten Realms, and Commander Legends. So hope you enjoyed this video for the commonly ordered items. Go ahead and check out my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel. It's a great way, like I said, for me to scratch your back, you scratch my back, and we'll help each other out. I like the cash flow that it provides, and I like being able to provide people cheap Magic the Gathering product. We're not just limited to Magic the Gathering. You can get things like Flesh and Blood. I can get things like Pokemon. You can see products like BCW, Dragon Shield, Ultimate Guard. We have plenty of stuff. Basically, if I can plunder it from a distributor, meaning if I can buy it from a distributor, then I offer it for patrons to buy. So it is money up front. There's a little bit of delay between when you place an order, then I have to place an order from the distributor, then it gets to me, then I ship it to you. But it does save you money in the long term. If you use your patron rewards or your benefits, you definitely make it back just on those, whatever the tier is, on the items that you purchase. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. You can come and check out the companionship piece. Might come out today or tomorrow on the Gone Rogue Games for the 5 other products that I'll give a little spoiler here. I always pick a board game. If you're into board games, this is a great way to get some board game information. So this is how many board games we've done on the channel here for the top 5 products. And I usually pick a board game. So there's my board game for this month, and I'll give a review on the Gone Rogue Games channel. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. Thanks for watching.